Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'm your host, AirsoftAL, with Red Beret again. And today we are talking about what's kind of happening going forward. Because May's around the corner, and I have a lot going on. Primarily, of course, being that primarily May 6th, after May the 4th, I will be going to Tupelo Airsoft Club's very own Star Wars themed game. Then, of course, a little bit afterwards, around May 24th, around the May 20th area, I will be going, of course, to Alex West, another YouTuber, of course, whom I am going to have a hell of a time trying to remember whose YouTube channel is, although I will, of course, be putting it at the end of this, hopefully, if I can remember to find it. There's one of the things there. But I will say this now. I will, of course, be going to his birthday battle. And before I even get to it, let's just say that I'm definitely looking at the equipment and everything that I'm going to be doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, here are the guns and gears I'll be taking to Tupelo Airsoft Club's Star Wars battle. Now, the primary arm itself is, of course, what I've always prided myself on. I've always prided myself in being a little bit different, or at least being a little bit kooky, in the sense of, what am I taking to an event? Last year's event, of course, was the service rifle, and of course, the assault carbine that messed up. I'm looking at the issues in it, and I will give a full diagnostic and after-action report as soon as the last bit of gameplay from Tupelo Airsoft Club is finally uploaded. But this one, well, this one even you guys are going to be scratching your heads about. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is, of course, my Colt PCC upgraded thing. Okay, a lot of you are already scratching your heads, and believe me, I get it. The reason a lot of you are probably scratching your heads over this is because this looks familiar, doesn't it? Well, it should. This was originally the Magpul PTS SBR, which was front-wired, and of course had a PEC box. And sadly, that PEC box is currently with Will. But you're looking at this, and already you're probably curious as to what I have done to it, at least what I'm going to be doing with it. Well, this is the current setup I have for it, because I'm still debating on whether or not I want to pressure switch with it, because I will be getting a PEC box, this style of PEC box, of course, for the battery, since this is front wired and not rear wired. The other thing, though, is once again, I have tough rails on here, so I'm able to actually have the tactical light. I have the pressure switch up on top with, of course, a Magpul AFG on here. And, of course, the PCC element is purely stylistic and choice-wise, because, don't get me wrong, I love the Angel Customs. I really do. I love my PCC, but I will probably be running primarily mid-caps out of this. The red dot here is one that I'm going to be doing research on because it has a bit of Picatinny on here, and this was actually a gift from Will, alongside, of course, the WeTech 416 that he gifted me. And to this day, I cannot thank him enough for that, because, believe me, the only other gas gun I have had up to the 416 coming into the collection is the Tactical Force M4CQB. A video will be coming out on the update of this, I promise you, especially the fact that you can see now that it has threads when originally it did not. I promise an update will be coming. I just need to work stuff around. Now, the big element, of course, of the Star Wars game is the fact of tracer units will be abound. And sadly, the only real suppressor unit I have is the actual suppressor from ASG for the Wind Gun TAC 6. And, of course, the other Wind Gun revolvers. So, yeah. No tracer unit until now. Ish. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a tracer unit that I have discovered thanks to Captain Xavier. The tracer unit in question is, of course, this lovely little thing right here, which not only, of course, is for airsoft, but also for gel ball and even Nerf tracer darts. So, in a sense, if I wanted to be able to not only hop over from airsoft to gel ball and even Nerf, I have the ability to with a simple screw. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's the tracer unit I want to go for, as well as it being RGB. And because I'm a sucker for RGBs, of course I'm going to go RGB. Now, as a backup gun, simply because of Andor, I'm going to be bringing an AK. Primarily my weird crank here, which, yeah, it's one of those things of, this is definitely going to catch some eyes. But no, seriously though, the big thing is that sadly I cannot run the trace unit off this because the inner barrel does go through all the way there. So I am probably going to be putting the full-length barrel on this. But again, it might not even be ran because, again, I don't know. But I kind of just don't know. It's one of those things of I haven't really figured out if I want to run this at the game yet because really I just don't know. So I may not run this at the game. What I will probably run at the game, just to kind of keep the tactical theme going and even keep the magazine count the same, is of course my Magpul PTS Colt M4 here. It is, of course, very nice, very lovely, and I'll be honest, it's my only fully licensed gun I have, and it just looks nice. It really does, and I absolutely love taking this out whenever I can. Now, if it's not this, then I probably will take the G3 here. Maybe, don't know, haven't decided yet. So yeah, that is the primary and the backup gun. So again, it's one of those things of I haven't really decided. The one thing I have decided though is I'm not going to go full on tactical as I always have every time I've gone out. Instead, I've decided to go with basic jeans and maybe a button-up shirt. But in terms of the vest, that's where I get to have a little bit of fun, and thanks my buddy Joseph Turner, who actually helped get this in so I could actually review it and it go alongside the pre-made version of this vest when I did the review of the pre-made vest. But I've got a lot to say about this vest. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Matrix Molly vest. Now I say Molly because, well, it's Molly. It's all Molly. And unlike the pre-made vest that I rocked before, which I still love, still have, and I absolutely love this, this was of course donated by Joseph Turner. But when I say Molly, I mean this thing is Molly. How Molly, you may ask? Well, when I say Molly, I mean this thing has Molly on the shoulders, Molly on the neck. Who needs Molly on the neck? And then the biggest one that I find absolutely ridiculous. You do not need Molly here. Unless, of course, my veteran viewers or those who actually have used this effectively sound off in the comments section, but even then you will agree with me that you do not need Molly on this. It has Molly on the dick. Who needs Molly on the dick? Who? And if you say you do, I'm judging you. I'm judging you hard. But either way, this actually gives me an effective reason to actually judge this and review this for what it is. Now, please do note that I will not be taking the Molly dick cover, because I don't need another reason for people to try and shoot me in the dick. I will probably take, of course, the standard shoulder armor, but then again, with the way I have this right now, I am very happy with how it is, and I am very much so maneuverable with it, so I may just leave this as is. However, in terms of the pouches I have, of course, an admin pouch right here, which there is Velcro underneath the Molly itself. However, in terms of wanting to display my patches, I'd rather have a dedicated patch section. The admin pouch I have right here, of course, not only has one, but two pockets itself. It has a magazine and or pin protector, because, you know, you can never not protect your pins. I have one double stack mag pouch here, two double stack mag pouch here, meaning I have 4 mags right there, and I have 6, 8, 10. I have a triple mag pouch right here on the front, so that way I have double the magazines. Now, the gun belt itself, I have not decided what I'm doing yet with that, or even if I'm going to be running a gun belt. I may just actually run a drop leg holster like I did the year before, during the toy drive. The drop leg holster being a Fire Dragon Woodland drop leg holster. Now, again, I could actually remove the holster that's on this and even put in the M12 holster, because don't get me wrong, I love my M12 holster. But I also like the holster here as well. This wraps around your leg. This actually attaches to the belt. So, yeah, in a sense, I am going to have this as the holster that I'll be rocking. But I will have the M12 on standby just in case I want to have that good old-fashioned M12 holster, so that way I have a much more secured holster in place. Now, as for the pistol, I haven't decided yet on that. However, I am probably maybe not taking a blowback pistol this time. Considering that the last time I had a blowback pistol, I had a lot of issues with it. Primarily because the spring around the barrel decided to get crumpled up and bend. So sadly, that's just one of those things. Now the recoil spring thankfully still works. It's a high kappa. It's still working, thankfully. But in terms of a handgun, I'm probably just going to take a non-blowback. What non-blowback, you may ask? Well, an H&K, of course. The H&K USP, or H&K 45. Why? Because, by God, I love H&Ks. Now, if I want something that I'm able to attach a light to, which even then that's debatable, I'd probably take something other than the HK right here. But, again, it's one of those things of, I just love H&K. I legitimately am an H&K fanboy simply because I love German firearms. But, again, this will be my sidearm, one of my sidearms. Again, it's always good to have two. So aside from the H&K USP right here, I will also have one that I have not ran in a long, long time. And I think it's time for it to have a bit of fun out in the sun. Ladies and gentlemen, the Umarex Combat Zone Enforcer. I have not ran this in a very, very long time. And the good thing is that I have the kit for both this and the HK USP to where it can actually be a full-on carbine. But again, it's a small, not subcompact, but a compact little gun to where I can actually, run it as is. And it's still effective. I really mean it. It is still a effective little gun. I am very happy with this little gun. But again, I might run this primarily over the HK USP. But then again, I have to get more magazines because I kind of lost. The other magazine kind of got lost at Tupelo. Don't want to get into it. Anyway, what other things will I have with this, and what can one expect me going forward with this? Well, in terms of just outright fun, that's it. It's literally a, hey, I'm simply going out there to have fun, and I am going to record it. And thankfully, I have a camera that I am going to be using, or at least experimenting with. Well, not really experimenting with. I will, of course, be having the usual cameras with me out there, although that may change depending on what I get in time. Aside from the usual run cam, which I will be, of course, once again using the run cam, aside from now my new selfie and or possible future POV camera, which of course is the Mini F4 action camera, I have decided to take Will's advice and take my faulty GoPro Hero 5 Session, well not really faulty, just issues, just minor issues when it comes to the battery. And that is of course finally putting on the voice feature. GoPro on. GoPro record. Now it's working. GoPro record. GoPro on. It's not working. It's literally not working. That's the thing. GoPro off. I literally got nothing. I literally turned on the voice feature and nothing works. So yeah, thanks a lot there, Will. But again, I'm not dissing on the dog. He's actually a cool guy. So yeah. GoPro Hero 5, issues. Just some issues. Which is why I'm looking at other, of course, action cameras to kind of see what will be a good replacement for this. Well, not really full-on replacement, just a, if this goes down, do I have another camera that I can swap out for it? One of those things. Speaking of cameras, what about headgear? Because as much as everyone, of course, loves me rocking my beret in the last game, even though that was kind of a messed up thing, I have thankfully remedied the safety eye issue, because now I have 3 pairs of safety glasses that thankfully are not scuffed up and will hopefully do me well. I have, of course, daytime, low light, or just outright, just yellow glasses, and then finally, absolute darkness, or at least when I need to get some clear eyes. But yes, basically, I now have 3 safety glasses, all shatter rated, mind you, and gotta thank Harbor Freight for this one. I was about to go spend money at Walmart when in reality Harbor Freight had these for like less than $1. Frickin' Harbor Freight, man. Be surprised what they got out there for cheap. They even got respirators out there for cheap. I am not joking on that. Aside, of course, from the usual hard-knuckle dark gloves I'll be taking, the helmet I'll be rocking is the Mitch 2000 series helmet, or 2002, whichever one you want to go with. And the best part is I have a Sudu full metal aluminum helmet NVG mount. This was a birthday gift, and I finally get to test this sucker out. And with the full helmet here, again, very happy with this. I will be able to basically be like, hey, I'm not going to get hurt. To a degree, mind you. Always good to have solid head protection, or at least something between your head and the hard object that may hit you. And it being dark, I'm rocking a helmet. I do not care if you think I'm silly. I do not care if you think I'm being a little bit too paranoid at the fact of, hey, it's darkness, you're not going to get hurt, you don't need a helmet. I don't give a fuck what you think. I've had bad experiences with night games and me getting shot in the head and having blood come out of me. I'm taking the brain bucket. Alright? Alright. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, and this has been kind of the small talk of what I'm doing. I may do a full loadout video, or at least one where I do kind of show it off in action, at least. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys want to see that. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what I do here and you want to help support the channel and the content I produce, because we are demonetized by YouTube for a lot of stupid things, then please consider donating to the PayPal down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, and I shall see all you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time. Later.